Good afternoon, good morning, hello, and welcome wherever you are in the world. This is Rena Laster with All Things Lifestyle coming to you today to talk to you about out of the box ministry and how we can have ministry wherever we may go. We are a business. We are a ministry. We are whatever God calls us to be and wherever He calls for us to be it. So, today I'm going to talk about something that is very um, important to me because it's a stress reliever and it's something that we all can benefit from, and that is a staycation. Staycations provide opportunities not only for us to be stress free, not only for us to meet new people, learn new things, but also provide opportunities for ministry. I had the opportunity recently on a staycation that I took wherein I met some very nice and interesting people, and I got to talk about what it is that I do. I went to a local place, a local town, not too far from here, and I decided to go and eat and just treat myself to lunch. All the time when you go, it doesn't have to be far away, it doesn't have to be expensive, and that is the benefit of a staycation. What is a staycation? A staycation is where we go out of town, we can go someplace, and you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to get hotel rooms. You don't have to fly. You don't have to take a bus or a plane, but oftentimes you just go locally and go places that are nearby. And you get to actually tour as a local and tour as somebody who actually it would be seeing these things for the first time. And oftentimes we are seeing the things for the first time because a lot of people who live places don't even go and don't take advantage of the places that are nearby. And so this is an opportunity for us to not only relieve stress, the kids are getting out of school. It's going to be an opportunity for the parents to actually do some things with the kids. It's going to be an opportunity for the kids to continue their learning, and it's going to be an opportunity for ministry, as I said. Our kids are very important, and I want to encourage all of you out there to spend as much time with your children and with your families as possible, because life is very short, it's unpredictable, and the way that all these things are going on in the world today, life is just I don't know what to say. We've got all these things going on in the world, and people are just actually having a difficult time um, with life. And so I want to encourage you, hug your children, hug each other, hug yourself, tell yourself that you love yourself, and continue to spend time. And so, what is staycation? Like I said, it's the ability to go someplace close by and to go and do some things that you would not do. It's a climate where you can learn. It's a climate where things are going to continue to be learning environments and fun environments during the summer. Kids are out, and we are going to help to spend some time. Um, these activities don't have to be expensive. They don't have to be a far away place. They can be even someplace you want to revisit, someplace you want to tell your kids about, and do some things. So I have a list and have some suggestions for you. These are things that I have done and that I plan to do with my grandkids during the summer. And I plan to use a lot of these things for my own family. And so I want to just tell you about some of them, and maybe you can try some of them yourselves. Number one is you can visit some local art galleries. There are a lot of art galleries around. There are places that have art on display. You could actually go and visit these places and um, visit and have art at your disposal. You can let your children read about the different art that you see, and you can let your children actually take pictures or read up about the different artists who are displayed, and they can actually learn a lot. Another thing you can do is have your own art gallery. You can let your children draw, display the art around your house, display it, and then invite your family and friends to come through and see the art. You can make it a family friendly atmosphere. You can make it a COVID friendly atmosphere because you can just ask everyone to wear a mask if you don't feel comfortable. But put the art up, put it up around the walls, and let the children actually put some of their art that they do. Frame some of their art. Actually frame it and put a place for it in your own home so that your children's art can be displayed. I have some art that I'm going to do from my grandchildren, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to decoupage it onto a canvas and actually hang it on my wall as part of my decoration. So just let your creative juices start to flow. And then these are things that you can actually do. Then there are botanical gardens nearby that have beautiful flowers, that have beautiful scenery. Go and visit some. Talk about the flowers. Talk about the flowers that are in the garden, and tell your children to research some of the different flowers, the ones that are their favorites. And then when you go home as a follow up activity, then the ones that you like, actually buy the seeds and plant them, or buy some of the plants at your local store. We have Lowe's here, and we have Home Depot. I don't know what the stores are in your area, but where you can buy plants, you can go to a nursery and buy the plants, and then talk about them and talk about some of the same things that you followed up on from the um, the botanical garden. A lot of places have local car shows. You can visit those and talk about the cars, research the cars, the makers of the cars, and just talk about those. And there are a lot of other outdoor activities, lots of festivals going on, lots of the 4th of July will be coming up. They have a lot of 4th of July activities that you can actually participate in and let your children do. So pretend that you are a tourist and just think of these things that you can actually do and do with your children. Now, then what you can also do is, when the areas and the things that you go and you see, pretend and let your children write the facts. You write the facts down, and look, the things that you really like, the child who collected the most knowledge or the most facts, then you give them a souvenir. Buy a souvenir at that place and give it to your child, the one who wins. The next thing is, there are all kind of games going on, because during the summer you're going to have sports activities. Go to a ball game. Go to your local recreational department games. Go to games that are local, and let your children watch those. If you can afford to, go to some of the games for your team, for your state. We have the Atlanta Falcons, we have the Atlanta Braves. Go to some of those activities, take your children, and then let them research some of the players, let them research the statistics of the team, and y'all talk about that. Go and let them find pictures online, and they could do a board with information about those people on it. Then there are community swimming pools. Let your kids go to the swimming pool. There are pools around. I know that in the town where I live, the children can go. Now, some of the pools may not be open because of COVID, but if they're not open, then buy some pools to go in the yard. My granddaughter bought a pretty large size pool, and it's in the yard, and she puts her baby in it. And the baby gets to enjoy the benefit of being outside in the sun, getting that nice vitamin D, and just enjoying being outside and playing in the water. So we can do that, because swimming, physical health, is a good thing that we need to maintain. And so with these outside activities, we can maintain our physical health. There are drama departments, there are theaters, local plays that are going to be going on. Take your family. Take your family to some of the plays and some of the activities that are going to be going on. And then another fun thing that we like to do, I will research a play online, and then we will read parts ourselves. And I am sorry, y'all, but see, life goes on. I have a grandbaby here with me, and she's not very happy that I'm over here, and she's over there. So I am going to try and finish this broadcast and let her play over in her area. Um, but as I said, there are opportunities, and so we get it, and we read. Sometimes we dress up in the parts of the characters, and then we actually I run copies of the play, and then we assign parts. And what we do is we hand out everybody's part, and they play and they act it out. And so that is something that you can also do. Another thing, local restaurants, go out and eat, go out and experiment with some of the places. And I'm not talking about your regular fast foods or regular places that you go, but I'm talking about places that are ethnic or places that you don't usually go. Research the different foods of the countries, research that company, that country, and then go and experiment with the different foods. And then you could follow up by going to an ethnic food section of the grocery store or to a grocery store and actually buy some different foods, come home, experiment with them, and cook. So these are some things that you can do. Now, another thing you can do with that is with math. You can actually get recipes from the different places and different countries. Use your math skills. Double the recipe, half the recipe, quarter the recipe. You know, and then let them do the math of how much of each ingredient it would take to prepare that food. So that is something else that you can do. There are activities now that at organizations where you can go and you can do volunteer work as a family. Go and volunteer. Let your family volunteer together. And see, this is one thing you're going to be contending with during the summer. Babies crying, children crying because the kids are out of school. And so this is something that you really, really would want to do. She's not very happy, so I'm going to try and get her. And let's see if I can get her and still continue to talk to you. Um, because this is baby Katie. And baby Katie is not very happy right now. Baby Katie is not happy. She wants to come where I am. And so I am going to pick her up. Because like I said, we have to deal with our children, and it's not always the way that we want it to be. And that's why I say activities where you can actually do things with your kids, do things with the family is going to be awesome. And so baby Katie is here on my lap, so I'm going to continue. And hopefully baby Katie will just sit here with me. Um, Next, like I said, there are activities where you can volunteer time. You can volunteer as a family. Your kids can get with you, feed the homeless, do random acts of kindness with people in the community. Activities where you can, for instance, cut a neighbor's yard. You can rake leaves for a neighbor. You can take out the neighbor's trash. Just think of things that your children can do while you are out for the summer and doing your staycation. You could pretend that you're in another country, that you're meeting new people in that country, and that you are doing things with them. So that's another opportunity that you can use in this arena of using staycations. Staycations, they're very popular. I just came back from vacation and I met some people who were local to where I went. I went to Hawaii, and there were local Hawaiians who were doing staycations in their own area. They were going to the beach, or they were going up into the mountains. They were going places that they didn't usually go. So they were acting as though they were tourists in their own town. And so that's something that you could also do. Pretend that you're in another you're on a vacation, and there are opportunities for volunteer work as well in other areas. Go to another town, see what organizations are there. You have the Red Cross, you have, let's see, the United Way. You can type in volunteer opportunities online and just search for opportunities to do that together as a family during the summer. Another thing you can do is let the youth interview some people at the different agencies. Interview the director and find out what it is that they do, why what they do is important, why their organization is important, and that would be an opportunity. So pretend that you are a newscaster from out of town and that you are actually interviewing somebody else. Now, something else that you can do is we talked about the eating the foods. Um, let your kids volunteer to find out some things that they can do. Find out some things. For instance, most schools go on field trips. Find out if there were some field trips that your kids went on that they want to go again, or that they would like to know more about, and you can revisit these things. There may be some places that they've seen or some things that they did that they want to show you. So talk to them about the field trips that they went on, what kinds of things that they do, and what is it that they would like to show you that they experienced during school. Okay, now I'm pretending right now that I am on a staycation. I'm out of town with my grandbaby and pretending that, hey, we are having to talk on a broadcast and I'm out of town. So even though I'm sitting right here with her, I can pretend that we are um, let's see, we got assigned to go someplace else and do a story. And that's what we are going to do. So she and I are doing a story. She is my assistant and she's being very quiet right now. So that's actually um, very good. Now, something else. What about hiking? I love hiking. I love nature trails. What are some nature trails near where you live? Are there any trails where you can go walking, you can explore, you can collect things while you're walking, collect leaves, collect rocks, collect all kinds of artifacts while you're walking, and then talk about them when you get back home. You can also go home and make something with the things that you found. You might go home and put them on a poster board or um, put them in a shadow box or whatever it is that you want to do. And that would be a way to display. But go on the hikes because the hikes also are a way of getting exercise and keeping you physically active during the summer. Summertime, just because it's summer, does not mean it's a time to sit around and be lazy and don't do anything. Right, baby girl? Right. So we're going to be very active and we're going to get out. What about golfing? A lot of people don't play golf, but it's an activity that you can talk to your children about and they can research famous golfers. They can research the game of golf and the rules and how you play, and you may even culminate that activity with going to a putt putt activity or going to the putt putt golf course and actually let them play golf. So that's an activity that you can do. So, and like I said, it's also something new, something that you haven't done. I know we have the Masters golf tournament in Augusta. And so, if you are fortunate enough to be in that city when it's going on, you may not be able to afford the tickets, but you could be in that environment because the local buzz and the local people are there, the restaurants, all the people are talking about the Masters. So, even just to be there and pretend that you are going to go. So, golf. Golf is another activity. And like I said, it's an activity that a lot of us don't do. Let's see, something else. Journaling. Journaling is an activity that you can do with your kids. Let them journal every day about their summer. Let them use their imagination and do a journal and pretend that they went different places. Like they're keeping a travel log. Pretend that they went to France or pretend they went to Germany or wherever their mind would take them, and then let them every day write about something that they would pretend that they were doing. Pretend that they went to the Eiffel Tower or pretend that they went different places. So they might say day two went to the Eiffel Tower, and then write in some descriptions about the Eiffel Tower. Um, the next day they could put in that they ate at a sidewalk cafe, and they could make up what they ate based on what people eat in that country. And so it's all about the imagination. It's all about keeping your child learning during the summer, keeping yourself learning during the summer. I like to do what I call virtual travel. I will look up a place and do a virtual tour of that place. And this is something that is a fun activity because I've done it just since I've started researching about this. And I have learned so much about so many different places and so many different things that I didn't know about. And also, when you're looking at the country, you're actually pretending you're there. They're telling you about the country, they're telling you about the places that they're showing you, and you get to pretend that you are there. Go to the library. Go to the library. Does your child or your grandchild or your niece or nephew or whoever have a library card? Get a library card for them and actually take them to the library. The libraries also have summer reading programs. They have contests where you read so many books and you earn different things. You earn different badges, or you earn certificates to go out to eat, or different things. So it depends on the location where you live. But a lot of places have places that you can actually go and let your child read and let your child um, learn from using the library. And the good thing about the library also is that the library um, has where you can check out um, books. You can check out what do you call them? Ebooks. You can read magazines. You can go in there and use the computer. So there's a lot that you can do at the library. And something fun that I do is I go and visit the libraries in other towns, because sometimes those towns may have a different atmosphere, or the library may have a different feel or offer different things that your library doesn't. So I will go and sit in the library and read, or I will go to the library and um, get on the computer. And it's something that you can actually do that's going to help. So make sure your kids have a library book, a library card, because those things are invaluable. And the library cards are something that the child can use all the time, not just during the summer, but during the school year as well. Now, think about this. What about learning about the Native Americans or other nationalities that live in your town? Pretend that you are visiting where some of them originated from or where they lived, and research those companies. Pretend that you are Hispanic, or pretend that you are African, or pretend that you are Irish or English or British or whatever. Pretend that you are some of the people who live in your town, and that you are going to research about them and pretend that you are a tourist in the town where they live. Or imagine what they experience in your city, being from someplace else. So do do your diligence in terms of make it a fun activity, make it an activity that is going to be educational as well as fun. And the thing about it is that when you're in all these different places, you're going to be meeting people, and it will give you an opportunity to do ministry. Because remember, you can be ministering to people by your smile. You can minister to people by being kind. You can minister to people by being friendly and showing yourselves friendly. Because the thing about ministry is that you have to establish a relationship first, a lot of times, before you actually can come in and you want to tell that person about the Lord, or you want to tell that person about the Savior. You have to um, develop a relationship. What better way to do that than to just spend time with them, smile, be friendly? And a lot of times they will say, "You sure are nice. Why are you so nice? Can you? What is it about you? What is it about you that makes you be able to handle life when there's a lot of stress and there's a lot of tension and all this stuff's going on?" And that gives you the opportunity to tell them, "Oh, well, let me tell you about my Jesus." Which reminds me, there is an awesome song. Just type it in your search browser or on YouTube, and it's called "Let Me Tell You About My Jesus." Love it. It's an awesome song, and it's a song that just kind of um, introduces God, and it might be something that you could have playing in your car, or you could have playing, on your playlist, or while you're on the beach or whatever, and people hear it. They're going to hear what you're playing, and they're going to hear your music, and you can be ministering without even saying a word. Another thing, have your kids play board games. There are all kind of board games, and that's what we did a lot when I was growing up. Bingo, Monopoly. Now my kids, and not just board games, but card games. We play Uno. We play Old Maid, all kinds of games that you can play with your children. And the thing about it now is that we also play on our devices, so that they may not even be with me, but we can all sign in and play. I don't ask me how, because I think what we all have to do is download it, or one person will send you the link and everybody clicks on. And so we've been doing that, playing Uno. And we'll do it sometimes at dinner, and we play while we're waiting on our food to come. Question of the day. I like this one because you can come up with a question of the day for your kids to find the answer to. You can give them all day to research it. They can, because especially since they like to be on their devices anyway, then give them the time to research it all day long, and you have the time that you're going to come back together to actually talk about it, and then answer the question. See who came up with the right answer to the question. So they can be Bible trivia questions. They can be questions about local people in the community. They can be questions about math. It can be a question about local events. It can be pretty much whatever you want it to be, but it can be different questions, and you let the each person in the family is going to answer that question. And it's going to be interesting because different people answer from different perspectives. Yeah, okay. And this baby is going to want to talk too. All right, so yes, and include the babies, include activities that babies can do. Yes, and there are activities that they can do. They can play in the water. They can hike with you. You may have to put them in a stroller. They can take walks with you. There are different things that babies and children can do. So make sure you include the babies. Don't leave them out. Reunions. This is a time for family reunions, and this is a time to start to research your own family. Research your family. Do a family tree, and let your children look up your ancestors, look up your relatives, look up people in your family, and actually, be able to know who some of them are. You can go online and let them talk to them. Do FaceTime with different family members that they don't know, so that they can learn who their family members are. So there are just so many things that you can do while you're at home. Just make it a vacation, staycation, but you're at home or you're someplace local and you're doing all kinds of activities. And this is an opportunity for you, as I said, to do out of the box ministry, spend time with your family, um, deepen family relations, um, be bonded with each other, and just actually just do as Christ would have us to do. Pass on generational blessings, pass on generational things that we want to pass on to our kids. And one thing is how we spend time with each other. So you have been listening to um, all things, all things lifestyle. All things lifestyle, which means that it's all about our lifestyles and how we live, that we can reach other people. And I have done this with the baby here, and she's actually been pretty quiet now. I'm not going to show her on screen, but I'm sure you've seen little glimpses of her every now and then because they are important. Love your family, love those people, and be able to do what you need to do with kids. This is what lifestyle is all about. That's why I call it all things lifestyle. This is my lifestyle. My lifestyle includes my family. My lifestyle includes my grandchildren. It includes people at my church. It includes people at my job. My lifestyle includes wherever I am to be a loving person, an inspirational person, a person who is able to bless others and to do as God would have me to do. So tune in every Thursday at 5 and tune in to All Things Lifestyle, where we will be talking about how your lifestyle can minister to others. Next week, we will have a guest, and then in probably about 2 weeks, we're going to have the people on who went on the local girls trip with me. So tune in, be blessed, plan a staycation, and type in, call me, email me, Rena Laster, all things lifestyle at gmail.com. Send me some ideas. Send me some things that maybe you've tried, and let's talk about it. All right. Until next week, then, y'all be blessed and you take care.